We all know that homosexuality is a touchy subject. Since doing these videos, I've actually tried to avoid talking about it because I don't want to offend anybody. But then, when it comes to certain people, like mainly the people who don't support homosexuality and come up with these, what I like to think is hypocritical logic as to why homosexuality is unnatural, it makes me just want to come out and say how, not just idiotic, but again, how hypocritical it is to say their reasoning as to why homosexuality is unnatural. Now, I've heard rants about this before and discussions, and one of the things they have in common on pretty much contesting the logic of homosexuality is unnatural is saying that, well, dogs out there, male dogs, sometimes have sex with other male dogs, and animals do the same thing. But I'm not going to use that because I just feel that animals and human beings are two entirely different species. I mean, yes, people can say that, well, technically we're animals, but then the difference between an animal and a human being is that animals are driven by instincts, where a human is driven by more on the common sense of stuff and reasoning. That being said, that whole argument is going to be out the window for me, but I have my own rebuttals to the whole homosexuality is unnatural. And a lot of non-supporters always use that in two areas of why homosexuality is unnatural. For one, two guys or two girls cannot make a baby, therefore it is unnatural. And the other one is having anal sex is unnatural because bodily waste comes out of that area. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the whole procreation part. Now, a lot of people will say that sex is only meant for reproducing, procreation, making more offsprings, making more children, whatever you want to call it. And they consider that if two men or two women have sex, it's considered unnatural because there's no way for these two particular people of the same sex to produce a child. Okay, which is true. You can't produce a child with two men and two women. It can't happen. You know, you need a man and a woman. We get that. But if you're going to use that logic and say that, oh, you guys can't have a baby when you guys have sex, therefore it's unnatural, then what's to say about heterosexual couples? You get where I'm going at? Because there are some heterosexual couples who just want to have sex for the sake of having sex. You know, including married heterosexual couples. There are some couples who uses birth control, uses protection, or even go as far as do surgery like tying their tubes or snipping a line to the sperm and stuff like that. And they don't have the ability to make a child anymore because of the fact they're using different things, contraceptives and stuff like that, to prevent that from happening. So with that logic, are you saying that when a man and a woman are having sex, casual sex, and have no intention of trying to make a baby, is that unnatural? Is that what you guys are saying? You know what I mean? And then what happens with heterosexual couples where one of the partners don't have the ability to produce life? There are times where you have men who have a low sperm count or sterile and they can't fertilize eggs in a woman. And there's some women who have so much complications down there that they can't produce a child. But sometimes they still marry each other because they love each other. And of course they still have sex. So are you saying that that's unnatural as well? Because they're having sex and they're not making children and stuff like that. You see where the hypocrisy comes in when people say that homosexuality is unnatural because sex is only meant to make children? You see what I get from that? You see where I'm coming with this? Okay? So with that being said, if you're gonna say that it's unnatural for two guys or two women to have some form of sexual activity with each other because they're not producing a child, then you can pretty much say that married couples who just have sex for the sake of sex, using contraceptives and protection and all that stuff, and people who have complications medical-wise of not being able to have a child, they're having sex unnaturally. You get what I'm saying? Now, the other one, which I laugh at, is the whole, well, crap comes out of your ass. That's why it's unnatural. I think it's stereotypical to assume that when you see two male couples together, automatically you think, oh, they're doing anal sex with each other. Now, if you look up stuff and statistics, you would know that not every male couples engage in anal sex. Heck, there are some that don't think that anal sex is quite sanitary. Instead, they do other forms of sexual pleasures, like maybe masturbating each other, oral sex, or this one thing where I forgot what it's called, but pretty much they rub their things together like that until they climax and stuff like that. And it goes for women too. We already know what women do, so I'm not even gonna go there, okay? But the thing I'm trying to say is, it's stereotypical to think that all male homosexual couples engage in anal sex. But if they do, what's to say about heterosexual couples who also engage in anal sex? You get what I'm saying? There are heterosexual couples where the male likes to stick his thing up a girl's anus. And also, the roles can be reversed too, where a woman wears a strap-on and does it to a guy, which is called pegging. So what's your take on heterosexuals engaging in anal sex? Do you find that natural or you find that unnatural? Because I bet those same people who go off and say that homosexuality is unnatural is going to say, well, they're probably going to be the same ones that actually engage in anal sex. And if they're going to use that whole thing about waste comes out of your butt, which is true, waste comes out of there, then what is your take on oral sex then? Because when people are doing oral sex, whether you're a man or a woman, to a person's vagina or a person's penis, those organs also release waste too. So what's your take on that? You see where the hypocrisy comes in? Because these same people, some of these same people who are trying to go off and say it's unnatural to have homosexuality, also perform other forms of sex besides intercourse. I don't find it unnatural at all, except for the fact that they love each other and they're trying to express their love physically. And who are we to stop them from doing that? It's their body, they do what they want. Just like it's my body, I'll do what hell I want. You know what I mean? Unless it's a consent between the partners. If they agree to do certain things, fine. Why does it bother you guys if a person loves somebody and engage in sexual play? Whether it's the same sex or hetero couples. Shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel about it. That I feel that the whole argument about how homosexuality is unnatural to be kind of on the hypocritical side. Now, I know there's going to be people who's going to contest with that, what I said, but feel free, because like I said, I'm open to other reasonings and stuff like that. So if you have a comment, feel free to comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. We'll see if it goes from there. I don't mind debating with you guys about this. Okay? Wow, this is the first time I did like a video that's almost over 10 minutes for a long while. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it, guys. So take care. And like I said, I'm open to rebuttals and stuff like that, but keep it civil, please. Okay? Keep it civil. All right? Take care.